Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. On today's tutorial, I will demonstrate how to cut and sew this beautiful shirt blouse. I drafted the pattern for this in a previous tutorial. The link to the pattern drafting tutorial will be above and in the description box below. Hi, my name is Ayo and welcome to 011 Clothings Tutorials. On this channel, I upload DIYs, pattern drafting and sewing tutorials. If you haven't subscribed yet, kindly do so and do not forget to turn on the notification bell so that you'll be notified whenever I upload a new video. So now, let's get right into the tutorial. Thank you! These are all the pattern pieces needed to make the outfit. The link to the pattern drafting tutorial will be in the description box below. This is the right front piece. I pinned it to the fabric with the right side of the fabric facing up. Also note that this is just a single layer of fabric. I used half an inch seam allowance all around the pattern except for the side seam and the hem where I used 1 inch seam allowance. There is no seam allowance at the center front because the seam allowance has already been included in the hidden bottom placket. I will cut it out. I will also cut out the left front piece. I used the same seam allowance for the two front pieces. This is the back piece and I've already pinned it to the fabric and the fabric has been folded into two. The center back will be cut on fold. I used half an inch seam allowance all around the pattern except for the side seam and the hem where I used 1 inch seam allowance. I will cut it out. Notch the center back and also the position of the pleats at the top and also at the lower part of the blouse. This is the sleeve pattern. I have pinned it to the fabric and I've already folded the fabric into 4 layers. I used half an inch seam allowance at the top of the sleeve, 1 inch seam allowance at the side, hem and also at the center of the sleeve. I will cut out the sleeve. I have pinned the back yoke and the collar pieces to the fabric. All the 3 pieces will be cut on fold. I have already folded the fabric into 4 layers. I used half an inch seam allowance all around the 3 pattern pieces. I will now go ahead and cut them out. These are the 2 front pieces. I have gone ahead to sew the hidden bottom placket in place. I have a detailed tutorial on my YouTube channel on how to sew a hidden bottom placket. The link to the tutorial will be above and in the description box below. This is the back piece. I have already notched the pleat position. I will fold the pleat in place like this. I will stitch it down on my sewing machine. These are the back yoke pieces. The 2 pieces were cut on fold. I will now place the 2 back yoke pieces with the main back piece like this, such that the main back piece is sandwiched in between the 2 back yoke pieces. I will stitch in place using half an inch sewing allowance. So now the stitching has been done, as you can see. I will now place the 2 front pieces on top of the back piece like this, right side to right side. I will sew the shoulders in place using half an inch sewing allowance. Just watch carefully how I am arranging the fabric. So now the stitching has been done, as you can see. I will now go ahead and sew the side seams in place. So now the stitching has been done. I've already sewn the side seam in place. These are the collar fall and the collar stand. I have already fused interfacing to the wrong sides of all the collar pieces. I will place the two collar fall pieces together like this, right side to right side. I will sew in place using half an inch sewing allowance. So now the stitching has been done, as you can see, and I've already turned the collar fall to the right side and I've given it a thorough press with my pressing iron. This is one of the collar stand pieces, and I will pin the top edge of the collar stand. I will pin it to the collar fall like this, right side to right side, making sure that the middle points match up. After pinning, I will stitch in place using half an inch sewing allowance. So now the stitching has been done, as you can see. I will now pin the lower part of the collar stand to the neckline of the shirt, making sure that the middle points match up. After pinning, I will stitch it in place using half an inch sewing allowance on my sewing machine. So now the stitching has been done, as you can see. I will pick up the second collar stand piece. I will pin the top edge in place like this, right side to right side, making sure that the middle points match up. After pinning, I will go ahead and sew it in place, making sure that the half an inch seam allowance at the edge of the collar stand is folded upwards. So now the stitching has been done using half an inch sewing allowance, and this is what the inside looks like. I have reduced the half an inch seam allowance to about 1/4 of an inch so as to reduce the fabric bulk. As you can see, I've already pressed in place the half an inch seam allowance at the lower part of the collar stand. So as to have a neat finish, I will hand baste the collar stand in place with a needle and a thread first before sewing it on the sewing machine. So now that I'm done with the hand basting, I will turn over the blouse like this. I will sew the collar in the ridge for a smooth and neat finish. So now that has been done, as you can see, and I've given the collar a thorough press with my iron. These are the 4 sleeve pieces. I will now go ahead and hem the center of the sleeve and also hem the lower part of the sleeve. First, I will stitch about half an inch away from the edge of the sleeve like this. I will fold over from the stitching line and I will stitch about 1/8 of an inch from the edge of the fold. I will trim off the excess fabric. I will fold it over again like this, about 1/4 of an inch fold. I will now stitch it in place, a very tiny stitch, a little bit less than 1/4 of an inch. So now the stitching has been done. I have hemmed the center and also the hem of all the sleeve pieces. The sleeve pieces are right sides together. I will go ahead and sew the side seam of the sleeve in place using the French stitching technique. So the stitching has been done, as you can see. This is the main blouse piece and I've already hemmed of the shirt blouse. I will now fix the sleeves to the armholes of the shirt. I will pin the sleeve to the armhole of the shirt blouse like this, right side to right side, making sure that the side seam of the sleeve match up with the side seam of the shirt blouse. After pinning, I will stitch in place using half an inch sewing allowance. So now the stitching has been done, as you can see, and I've already overlocked the raw edges. The next thing to do is to fix buttons and buttonholes to the center front of the blouse. So now that has been done, as you can see, and this is the final look of the beautiful shirt blouse. If you find this video helpful, do not forget to give it a thumbs up, drop a comment down below, share this video with your friends who are interested in sewing, and do not forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't done so already. See you in my next tutorial. Bye, and thank you so much for watching.